Hey, obviously, things are kind of calming down right now. There's not really a whole lot terribly interesting going on at the moment. I did pick up this. I had this game on the Vita, but it kind of ran at 30 FPS. This is actually a pretty legit character action game. It has, the generic animes on there, but you can turn off the voices and stuff. It actually feels like just a no gimmick, like Bloody Palace type game. I definitely will be playing this more, maybe as I unlock some more things. But today, I thought I'd do a little bit of a sorted video, sorted game stream. So I've got a ton of stuff on here. A lot of this comes from review keys and sales and things like that. So I think what I'm going to do today is I'll do a little bit of DMFD and plays the Empress for a little while, and then I'm not sure what I'm going to go into after that. I might do some MUA 3 or some Ninja Warriors once again, or maybe some Blade 2, since I'm kind of trying to test out my mic. I did lower the I lowered the volume a little bit. I may need to tweak it on the actual device as well. I'm kind of trying to get this done before Astral Chain. I'm really not doing anything else major until then, to be honest with you. So I'm going to be finishing some other projects. I'll probably be working on once you see attempts on this. I'm not sure when the patch for this is going to drop, but it seems like it's going to be a pretty big game changer with like whole new moves and equipment and things like that. So I'm kind of glad I was able to take advantage of that price error earlier last week and get the full game for 15 bucks. So let's go ahead and do the first level here. Now, one of the things that bothers me about Blade 2 is that you can't carry any of your stuff over between characters. So, like, none of the gear or even the money carries over. But in this game, it's like a true NG Plus type thing. So I already have, like, the best gear in the game, some of the best gear in the game already, but a lot of the things I would have to get would be exclusive for the Empress. So let's get started. I think this game had a really rocky launch, but so did Dynasty Warriors 9. And unlike Dynasty Warriors 9, the updates on this have done a pretty good job of fixing the problems. Pretty excited for the new moves. I think this game definitely has a pretty limited moveset. That's one thing that kind of makes it get a little dry after a while, but it seems like they're working on fixing that. So unfortunately, my capture card upgrade plan did not go through because apparently I only have one PCI slot on my current motherboard. So when I get paid in a few days, I'm hoping to maybe get a new motherboard and have a friend probably reinstall Windows and everything, and then I can get that new capture card. It looks like the new GPU is going to be happening as well, so that's pretty exciting. Been pretty good on channel upgrades for a while. I already have a pretty decent like CPU and everything. My motherboard's pretty good. I have 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM, so all those things are pretty adequate. But I already knew that my GPU was going to get kind of I don't know the word for it. It's kind of going to get out of style very soon. PS4 ports and stuff. Some recent things like the Yakuza Kiwami 2 port. A lot of people were saying that the current video card I have, which is the 1060, barely works with it. I don't know if that's just poor optimization or just the card is kind of starting to show its age. I think it's both. I can tell you the first thing I'm going to play when I get that new video card is Dynasty Warriors 9. That's like the ultimate benchmark game. I was never really able to run that game with a consistent 60 FPS. I had to run it like 720p and turn a lot of the effects off, and I think that probably dampened a little bit of my viewership. The game didn't look as good as the console, but I definitely prefer performance over like graphic fidelity. I think we're going to see some pretty good more action games coming soon, so I wanted to make sure to future-proof things. Kinda glad I didn't buy all the characters on this at the start. I really only wanted to play as the Shinobi because they sold this game to me on the basis of it being like Mega Man Zero and stuff. But everybody's getting pretty significant buffs across the board. Let's see if I can handle this boss without being a Shinobi. Probably not going to play this too much until the patch, but I thought it would be fun to have a little bit of change of pace. Hold on a second. Considering I have like no experience with this character. But kind of the nature of this game is you fight the same bosses over and over and over and over. So it's more of just a way means of just trying to find a way to dodge everything with a different character. So I haven't really watched the stuff for Empress. I was mostly interested in the new stuff for the Shinobi. He gets like a Fire Rider kick and like a kind of like a boomerang windmill shuriken type thing. But I know that the Empress gets like some kind of short sword with like a stinger and stuff. So I kind of don't want to play through a whole lot of this right now because it feels like I'll get a brand new experience, whereas this is pretty much just playing through the same content that I've exhausted numerous times with a different character. So I think that's enough of that for now. Let's see if I can play something else, since this is also kind of doubling as a mic test. I'll play a little bit as Yaksha, try to get some practice with her, and then that'll be it. So apparently they made this game easier. It's been such a long time since I played the original seriously, pretty much since when I was a kid, when the game was new. But there's like more 1cc's for this than there ever were for the first game. I like that they made the game more accessible. I definitely think it's in a pretty good spot. I don't like some of the matchups and stuff, but that's something that will get better with time, I'm sure. I should grab the help. I'm gonna need it for the first boss. Let's see how this fight goes. I'm really terrible at it with this character. Tried to grab the mook and I hit him instead. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, what was his name? Grimlock in Transformers Devastation. Like, his whole thing was he had the unique grabs and stuff that none of the other characters could do, but you could barely do it on any of the bosses. So it felt like if you wanted to actually use the unique traits of the characters, you would never really use him on a boss fight. You could use him just fine in like the challenge mode and stuff, but in the base game or any of the challenges with bosses, it felt like he was very lacking. Luckily, it's really only that boss that's a problem with her. You can see it's still very manageable. Basically, he will stagger when you like end a combo. So you can kind of get inside his sprite, and that seems to help quite a bit. Chilling in the astral plane over here. Classic beat 'em up look behavior. Playing really bad right now. careful not to scroll this off. I've done that before and lost my credit because of it. She has a really hard time getting in there, the robot sprite. So it seems like you want to use the arm throw juggle start with her. The other enemies you can usually just slide and kind of like merge with their sprite, hit them that way. That was a good combo. That was like half his health. Ah, there goes my no damage. I was gonna get blown up anyway. Alright, that's my second mic test. If it is still like distorting and stuff like that, I'll probably just have to lower the volume to like 50 or something. I think what the key will be is just to lower the overall game volume, which is something I've been doing for a while. It depends on the game. I have some games that are like super loud, and I have other ones that are like barely you can barely hear. Like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is a very quiet game. This is kind of in the middle. I've had this game on like max music and stuff because this game has such great music, and it doesn't really seem that noticeable compared to like other games with volume settings where like it starts out at like 10 and it feels like it's going to blow your ears out. So I'll be working on the balance. I apologize in advance if it is still happening. I'll be working on it probably throughout this week. Obviously, this month is much more relaxed than last month, where I had tons of releases. Pretty much this whole summer, I've been really busy with just constant releases, and then this month is pretty chill. I'm probably mostly just going to be playing some existing projects, maybe some new indie games. I did send in a bunch of applications for review keys, so hopefully some of those will come through. But other than that, I'm probably just going to be chilling until Astral Chain. So hope you guys will stick around. I know I don't really have anything super major going on right now. I'm not entirely sure if I'll even like Astral Chain. Honestly, it kind of seems like it might be teetering on the verge of like being something that I may only play once because of all the non-combat stuff. But I hope that they'll have some options for maybe just a more pure, uninterrupted combat experience. But we'll find out in about a month. So with that said, I'll catch you guys later. Like I said, when these games get patched, and by that I mean DMFD and Marvel Ultimate Alliance, I'll definitely be updating you guys. This game is probably something I won't play on the channel. I really can't stand the characters, but you can turn off the voices. It's actually one of the better like Bloody Palace type experiences on the Switch right now, especially since it runs at like a rock solid 60 FPS, which I think is pretty surprising. And this game right next to it runs really badly, especially in portable mode. This game runs rock solid, has just about as much going on, maybe in some cases, probably not as many particle effects and things like that, but it's a pretty enjoyable game. I only paid like $8 for it with gold points, so maybe I'll look into that. Otherwise, this one's going to be pretty chill. See you guys later. Peace.